3.1 estimating fractions. I can estimate fractions.
Awesome. Thank you, Shrajani. So we're estimating fractions. First thing we did was go through vocab. Sum, difference, estimate, fraction. I think all of them you're probably pretty cool with. So I'm going to slide on down to number 2. Remember, you guys, traditionally speaking, this has been a problem for my kids in the past. So this is definitely one that I would focus on throughout the course of the chapter. Fraction estimation. To estimate a fraction, you have 3 possible answers. The answers are what, class? Go.
0, 1/2, or 1.
So you have 3 answers, 0, 1/2, or 1. So you have a 33.33% chance of getting it right if you just guess. It's going to be 0, 1/2, or 1. Remember, fractions live between what 2 whole numbers? Someone raise your hand and tell me. What 2 whole numbers do fractions live between, Isaiah? 0 and 1. So it would make sense that if we're going to estimate fractions, it would be either a 0, a 1/2, or a 1, right? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, and the way I want you to do this is I want you to draw a number line every single time. So I'm just going to pick one of these to focus on. I'm going to pick the number 1/10. I wanted you to estimate what is 1/10. Is it 0, is it 1/2, or 1? And so what I had you do is I had you draw this number line right here. And I had you determine what is 0 in terms of tenths. Everybody, what is 0 in terms of tenths?
0 tenths.
0 tenths, which is 0. What is 1 in terms of tenths?
10 tenths.
10 tenths. Okay, and then what is 1/2 in terms of tenths?
5 tenths.
So now we have all of our possible answers, right? It could be a 0, it could be a 1, or it could be 1/2, because 5 tenths is the same as 1/2. Yes or no?
Yes.
Then what you needed to do is you needed to take this number, 1/10, and you needed to put it on the number line. And so because we had 5 tenths marked here, we went 4 tenths, 3 tenths, 2 tenths, 1/10. Where does 1/10, or what is 1/10 closest to? Is it closer to 0? Is it closer to 1/2, or is it closer to 1?
0.
So the fraction estimation for 1/10 is
0.
Okay. So B is the same idea. Instead of using tenths now, we're using eighths. C is a little bit more difficult in the fact that we use twelfths, which is not too difficult. So in terms of twelfths, what is 0 in terms of twelfths, you guys?
0.
What is 1 in terms of twelfths?
12.
What is 1/2 in terms of twelfths?
12.
So 3/12 though, it landed halfway between 0 and it landed halfway between 1. So we had to decide, where should we go? Should we keep it at 0, or should we put a 0, or should we push to 1/2? What do we do?
1/2. 1 round up.
1/2, because if it's in the middle, you give it a
Shove.
Okay. So if it was in the middle, let's say it was in the middle right here. Let's see here. Let's say it was between 1/2 and 1. If it's in the middle, where would it go?
1.
If it's in the middle, you always give it a shove. Okay, cool. Sliding on down. This is going to be a bit of a long video. I apologize. Number 3, mixed number estimation, a little bit different. So I gave you a number, 3 2/3, and we said that is closest to 4. What are the 2 options? Someone raise your hand and tell me, what are the 2 options for mixed number estimation? Ben?
The given whole number and the next whole number.
Okay, so if you have 3 2/3, 3 is the one option, or the next one above 3, which is what? 4. And so we determined that 4 was our final answer because we looked at the fraction part. We said that if the numerator 2 is at least half or more of the denominator, we give it a
Shove.
Is 2 at least half of the denominator 3?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, so we gave it a shove. Okay, look at number 9. Is 1 at least half of 5?
No.
Is this 1 at least half of 5? No, so we left it the same. We left the whole number at 26. I see a lot of faces not up here. Even if you think you're really good at that, you should be watching up here. So number 10 explains the rules, and then number 11 was the application. So we had 7/8 plus 1/12. We made our number lines. We determined that 7/8, which landed right here on our number line, is closest to 8/8, which is 1. And we determined that 1/12, that's right here, ended up right there on the number line, so it's closest to the number 0. So what is 1 plus 0 down here? 1. And then the last one, at number 12, we had a fraction and a mixed number. for mixed numbers, we just determined that 1 and 5/9 was closest to 2, because 5 is at least half of 9. And we determined that 16/19, which ended up right here, is closer to 19/19, which is the number 1. What is 2 plus 1?
3.
3. So your answer would be 3. I know it's a long video, so I'm going to stop it.